Getting back into Dawn of the Jedi today with Volume 2, Prisoner of Bogan. And in this, Zesh has been exiled to Bogan, where he runs into the other Jedi that is exiled there, Dagan Locke. They escape in hopes to bring. Dagan Locke wants to bring an army to make the Jedi understand his vision he saw in the Void. And the Jedi are dispatched to hunt them down. Meanwhile, Trill, another Force Hound of the Rakata, is sent in to find Zesh. And there's a little more to it than that, but that's really it. Also, we find out the origins of the Rakata in this. That's really Prisoner of Bogan. I like Prisoner of Bogan. It is my favorite of these Dawn of the Jedi stories, including the novel Into the Void. It is my favorite. With that being said, there is too much material in for these 5 issues. This is the beginning of Dawn of the Jedi being rushed. And it's a shame. Prisoner of Bogan should have been 15 issues and basically 3 arcs long, 2 to 3 arcs long. The Dagan Locke Zesh stuff should have been Prisoner of Bogan. That should have been it. And the Jedi trying to hunt them down, and maybe Dagan Locke escapes, but Zesh doesn't. And then Volume 3 would be continuing with Dagan Locke's plans to overthrow the Jedi in preparation for the Rakata invasion, because that is spoilers, but you all knew this was coming from the beginning. The Rakata were going to invade Tython and the Tython system. There's going to be a big war. It's bound to happen. In fact, we know that this happened. It's talked about in the KOTOR game, so in vague terms, but we all knew this stuff was going to happen. It's pretty obvious. The problem with Dawn of the Jedi is that this is the tail end of Lucasfilm not being part of Disney, and so almost everything, especially from Dark Horse, the authors were told, hey, you need to finish things up. So John Ostrander attempts to do that, and it starts in this. It gets worse in the next arc, Force War. That feels like volume 7 or 8 of a series. It's crazy how rushed it gets, and it takes away from it. And there's just too many characters in Prisoner of Bogan to be a cohesive story. It's just too much too soon. So what would I rank Prisoner of Bogan? It's probably a 3.8 out of 5. I still think it's very good for what it as rushed as it is. John Ostrander does his best, and Jan DeRusso's art is impeccable as always. But the story, it's trying to do way too much and not succeeding at it. A lot of things, especially in the last issue of this arc, are things that should have been brought up much later in a comic for twists and turns. It's hard for me to look at this objectively when Legacy exists, and Legacy has similar story beats some of the time, and it's just a more thought out storyline for the most part. Not saying Legacy doesn't have problems, it does, but it's something. It's a lot better than this. But I do love Dawn of the Jedi. This got me back into the EU, sadly, right at the end. But I wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for Dawn of the Jedi. So, anyway, have a nice day.